Today we're gonna hunt some destroyers. Today I'll be taking out my Indianapolis, doing a quick browse through, seeing what boosters I have. I don't buy them, so it's usually whatever I have available. Now today's not going to be an especially high damage game, but I feel like it's an important one to showcase. Since I'm taking out the Indianapolis B, it has radar and sonar, but importantly, it has radar. And one of the most basic things about this game is you need to capture your zone. Now, I am actually in the middle today, or at least I'm starting in the middle. And so, considering I'm starting on the left hand side of my group, I'm actually closest to A. So, I make the decision, that's where I'm going to go. Now, destroyers can make or break a game. They really, really can. And when played well, they can completely affect the outcome of the game. If you have poor destroyers on your team, you're probably not going to do well. I mean, that's not a guarantee, but it can make a big deal. Also, if you can take the destroyers out or keep them busy, you can do that. You know, destroyers can wreck battleships. They can completely just dev strike them or devastating strike them, you know. You can take a battleship out, which is a large percentage of your team's hit points, in just a couple seconds. And they won't even know I hit them. They can also move around stealthily and capture areas. And that's not to say they can't do the same thing to a cruiser, but a cruiser is definitely suited to taking on destroyers, especially when they have sonar, or even better yet, like this Indianapolis B, radar. Now, sonar is good for seeing them in smoke if you're close, but radar is really better for it. But when I'm engaging a destroyer, I actually tend to use both, because radar, while it's good at spotting them at a distance in smoke or whatever else, it doesn't help you see torpedoes. Now, sonar helps you see them through the smoke, but not as long of a range. But what it does do, and this is pretty important, is that it allows you to see the torpedoes coming at you. Now, just to kind of go over these pot shots I was taking with that Fuso, I knew I had them coming, so I decided to bring it down to a complete stop. Once I started shooting, I gave it full throttle to run behind this mountain and run to cover. So the acceleration is going to throw off the auto aim. Luckily, I get a fire started, 4 penetrations, 3 shatters. But shatters can start a fire with HE. I'm loaded up with HE, pop the radar, see him behind, and start shooting him. Of course, I'm going to call that out as well. This warspite's calling him out. I hit the radar because I don't want to get the torpedoes. I light him up again, but somehow he still survives. I'm calling him out. Warspite's calling him out. Everybody's calling him out. But he disappears, comes back. I get to let off one more salvo, and he runs away like a scalded dog. And I don't see him again for the rest of the match. But it's not that important, because he gets taken out pretty soon by our destroyer. See those that chain of torpedoes heading towards him? One gets him, and he's done. So now I know we got it, but I'm looking at my destroyer who's off in the wings. And now I understand Japanese destroyers have weak guns, weak armor, great torpedoes, but this guy is just going for the dev strike. He's not capturing the area. Now, luckily, I got my radar, and I expected those torpedoes coming, so I was already backing up. Now, since I realize he isn't going to go still or take the area, I need to do that. So I start moving in. But I make a pretty funny mistake here, though. I'm not going to lie. Basically, I was going for that little outcropping of rocks right there, and I turned in a little bit too early, and splat. I hit the shore. So, and then I kind of get caught up. I'm trying to rearrange. Then I see shells dropping. So that's really got me curious. They're just taking blind shots at me. I try to back up and go around, get stuck again. So now I'm like, okay, this isn't working. I'm just going to give it full gas and crunch up against the shore and let it snag me a couple of times and push on in the area. I want to capture the zone. Now this Mutsu has got me concerned. So you're going to see a lot of weird throttle control. But that's because I'm trying to keep it where I'm at that nice little angle where I can't be seen by anybody on either side. You got this Fuso, you got this Mutsu, I can't remember what the other guy was, I'll look at him here in a second, and a Tennessee. Alright, now in Indianapolis, cannot handle battleships, much less 3 of them. So I start calling out to my team to take down this Mutsu, because he's on the move. But he's just barely out of my visual range. If I shoot, he's going to see me. So you're going to see a couple opportunities, well, at least one I can remember off the top of my head, where I could shoot. Right there, but I'm not spotted. I don't know how, but I'm not spotted. So I decide, I'm spotted now, I'm going to run for it. The zone is captured, I'm going to give it everything I got and run away. I'm going to run behind this island over here. I am now being targeted by 2 ships. I turn almost a little too hard, almost run into the island. Swing hard right, and now I'm going to go hard left again. Just creating a zigzag pattern. And this makes me harder to hit. There will be some rounds coming at me. They won't do too much damage. Right there. A couple hundred points of damage. Like 340, 339. I think it's, I'm not good at math. But it looks like 339 points. Now, as I'm coming around, somebody says to defend this area. Nah. And I reply back, Roger. And I come around, I don't see a ship. But I do see torpedoes. So I hit my radar. I see this Yukikaze, such a word. And I kind of I'm no good at like weaving through torpedoes. And you're going to see that. This will be the first one. Blap, big hit, flooding, stop the flooding. And I start shooting at this Yukikaze. And I love his name, right? And there's another Yukikaze here, right? And one of them, I don't know if I should even be mentioning their names, but I will. One's called Foot Tall Chicken, and the other one's called The One Who Plucks. And they're in the same ship. So if you're old enough to understand it, I'm assuming The One Who Plucks is dominant and Foot Tall Chicken is sub. But, you know, hey, to each their own. So as I'm approaching, I know there's torpedoes. I got my sonar up, and I'm doing a zigzag on the way. I got high explosive loaded because that's generally what you want to shoot at a destroyer with. I see some torpedoes, and then this is a mistake. I was turning in, then I realized I'm going straight at them again. So, time for me to weave. I don't see a good place to weave, and I take one of the nose again. Bam! Luckily, I was able to damage con it. And then I see the One Who Plucks over there. Fire off some rounds at him. See the other one, I'm going to call him out. So I see this guy, I decide I'm going to shoot, then call him out. Call him out, look back to shoot the other one and call him out, but he's disappeared. So I'm just going to keep focusing on this guy for a second. I just want to run him out the zone. I want to keep him occupied, keep him busy, keep him away from my battleships. We've got a 3-ship lead right now. Things are going pretty good. I set him on fire. I incapacitate him. And then I catch some shots. And I notice they're AP. He's actually hitting me broadside with AP. And he's causing some damage. And now, even with a destroyer, if they get you in the broadside, when you got thin armor like this Indianapolis, it'll hurt you. But as you get angled, those ricochet right on off and don't matter. And I'm no longer spotted. And I'm just going to hard charge towards him. I want to close that gap because the closer I am, the higher the likelihood that I'm going to hit him. Now, something I tend to do, I don't actually know if it helps, but it feels like it helps to me. I like to fire at destroyers in quick succession. So zoom in, shoot. Zoom in, shoot. Alright? Because they tend to be squirrely. They're all over the place. Alright? And if they make a major change in direction on any one of those, like let's say I send my whole volley and they make a change of direction and my whole volley misses, well, that sucks. Now, if I'm doing successive shots and they are making a maneuver and they hold it too long, one of those is more likely to hit him, or at least that's how I feel. I don't necessarily know that that's true, but no matter what, I just took the Dom down. Now I'm going for the sub. And so there's this other Yukikaze. I get a couple hits, swing in. Now, I'm aware that he's going to be shooting some torpedoes at me. I mean, he's a torpedo boat, a Japanese torpedo boat. That's kind of their jam. He disappears, so now I've got a choice. I can try and keep chasing him, but I know he's faster than me and he's out of range and he's not dumb enough to keep shooting. So I'm just going to go for the evasive maneuver so I don't get hit. I see this York, I switch to AP, and now I see the torpedoes coming. I knew that was going to happen. Now I'm going to light this York up. He's going broadside. Fire off some rounds, all three turrets, and I'm turning in to stop myself from getting hit. And I get the Citadel. 3 penetrations, 1 Citadel. Fire another one. And not much. But, see those rounds coming in? There's a cruiser and a battleship over to his side. And he's giving both them his broadside. One of those is a Mutsu. Now, a Mutsu might be a tier down from a York. You know, Mutsu's tier 5, York is tier 6. But when it hits you, buddy, it hits you. But this got those big 403 millimeter guns. Giant. Now, at this point, this game's in the bag. They're not coming back. They got one battleship, and he's out at the edge of the map doing his team. I won't say no good, because he did kite out a couple of our ships, and they followed him. So it took them out of the fight. All right, effectively bringing us down to 3. But other than that, they've only got one ship over here, and that's the sub, Yukikaze. And he spots me. I call it out. I wasn't paying attention to the time, and didn't really matter, because the fight was over. We achieved points. Now, this wasn't a high damage game. This was a very low damage game. Only did 45,000 damage. But you see, I made 550,000 credits. Whew, that's some good money. It's all because of those 2 captured flags, 2 solo captures. Right, which put me, 1,100 points ahead of second place. Only having 1 kill. It's all about capping the zone. It's all about playing your side. If you are just sitting back in the moon shooting at people, you're going to have a worse experience and you're not going to perform as well. And if you lose, you lose, but take a risk, play aggressively. You'll enjoy it. Have a good day. Bye-bye.